but today a retrospective of the 2005 movie adaptation of the 1996 Tony Award-winning musical Rent. I'm Blake. Let me bring on my beautiful co-host, my wife, Mandy. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad at all. I'm just going to put a little preference out to the people. We are recording this the week of release, so if we hear fans in the background, our room is really, really hot. So we're recording this. It's really hot, so we have fans running, so I'm sorry for the background noise, but we turn these off, we're both going to really, really be sweating, so it's not worth it for us.
No.
It's happy 4th of July to everybody that's listening to this. We're just going to go up the day on the Friday, so happy 4th of July to everybody. Hope they're having a good week.
Yes, Christmas in July.
You sent me an hysterical meme the day before the 4th. It was Captain America.
I did.
You want to tell me about that meme? That was funny to me. I thought it was fantastic.
Let me pull up the picture.
Yeah, you got me good.
Remember to leave out apple pie and a glass of milk for Captain America tonight, and hopefully you'll wake up to lots of presents under your flag tomorrow.
I'm at work. You sent me that. I cracked up. I openly cracked up. People like, why is he laughing about now?
I bet people think that a lot about you.
Probably. I started looking at my phone and I just start laughing. Or it goes to my watch. I'm texting, so it goes to my watch. Look at my watch and I just start laughing for no reason. So, anyway, it's funny you say Christmas because we're going to finish up Christmas Eve, 1989 today, part 2. And really, there's just a lot of singing. There's a lot of singing in part 2 of this because we have 2 songs that everybody loves. Well, before we get to that, we start in the loft. This is right after we've actually watched Collins and Angel walk away, and with our first reference of AIDS. Well, we have our first reference of AZT because Roger is playing his guitar like he does, like normal. And Mark is going to go off and find Collins, ask Roger to come with, maybe get some dinner, and I love the line, "Zoom in on my empty wallet."
Yep.
Touché. And this is where Take Your AZT, first reference of AZT, comes up.
Zoom in on my empty wallet. Touché. Take your AZT.
Now, I remember when this movie came out, because they added the year. Obviously, we talked about it a couple episodes back. A lot of people were like, that's not right. AZT didn't come out until the 90s and all this kind of stuff. Well, I did some research, people. Thank you, Wikipedia.
Wiki.
Yes, thank you. The history of AZT. I'm not going to read the name of the drug because it's way too damn long, but it was it's actually first described and discovered in 1964, which that's a lot earlier than I ever thought. I'm not going to lie. And it was approved by the government in 1986, so it does fit in with this timeline perfectly. So for those who are questioning it, there you go. There's your facts.
And there you go.
Interesting though, the cost depending on which because it was different brands and generic and different things could range anywhere from $5.10 to $25.60 a month in the 80s.
Oh wow! And $25 was a lot.
I know in the 80s that's a lot of money. That's like triple digits now, right? When it comes to meds,
easily.
Yeah, easily. That's a lot of money. So we get back to Roger writing one great song. And he plays Musetta's Waltz, which is referenced later in the musical, but I figured I'd bring it up here. And for those who don't know, that are new to the show, don't understand the reference, it is from La Bohème, from 1896 opera. So nice reference to the original piece that made this.
Yes.
So, very nice. A little bit of changes here. In the Broadway show, Mark is actually running out to talk to Maureen and Joanne at this point. Except obviously now it's Colin because we haven't gotten there yet. And on the Broadway performance, Rogers just kind of sits and plays the guitar and sings the song. And that's what we get. And I don't mind that on the Broadway stage because you can get away with that on Broadway.
Yes.
You can't get away with that in a movie. As they say elderly on the commentary, this is not an Elvis movie. You can't do that.
Very true.
Which is not the only time there ever Elvis movies on the commentary track. The other ones are later in the film. But, so I actually wrote this down because I thought it was kind of interesting. Because he gets frustrated, his guitar is out of tune, and goes up to the rooftop, which is where he starts singing one song, "Glory," which I love this song. I think this is a great Roger song.
Yeah, I like this song a lot too.
It's storytelling in a nutshell. Isn't it feel like it's almost like the "I Want" song at the beginning of this show? Is that right? Can you think of that way?
Yeah.
And I think it works here. And okay, on the documentary that comes on the DVD set, when they did the performance obviously after Jonathan Larson passed away, and they were doing rehearsals and they did the show, and Roger got to this song. And for those who don't know, what happened was they decided they were planning. This is key word with planning. They were not going to do the full show. They were going to sit on stage and just sing the songs as dedication to Jonathan. That changed completely by the time they got to Love Baby Women. In the second half, they just said, screw it. When Roger started singing this, he started crying on stage. Because he realized that it almost felt like Jonathan wrote this song about himself.
Oh.
One song, glory. One song, before I go, glory. One song to leave behind. Find one song, one last refrain, glory from the pretty boy front man who wasted opportunity.
Which is interesting, because it's almost like he wrote his own funeral song in one song, Glory, right before he passed away.
Wow.
I never thought about it that way till it was said. Adam Pascal said it on the documentary.
Shit just got real, y'all.
So, I like that. I really like that. The double meaning now. Because it was written for one thing, and then double meaning. I like it a lot. Nice story there. So, on the Broadway show, obviously, we just have him sitting. In the movie, what did they do in the flashbacks? The flashback we do to meet Roger in the past in April. What do you think of the flashbacks? Before we get into detail.
I like it because it gives a little history to Roger and why he's the way he is.
Yeah, because I know in the music on the Broadway show, they only reference it in saying,
Close on Roger, his girlfriend April left a note saying we've got AIDS before slitting her wrists in the bathroom.
So that's the only reference we get. And so here, we get a nice, literally in 3 minutes, and it's only a 3-minute song, we get a nice backstory. We really get a nice backstory.
Backstory time!
Of Roger's life. And I looked it up, and April was played by Mackenzie Fergans, who I never heard of until looking this up. And honestly, there's not really a whole lot in her career. This is her top credit, is this role. And the last thing she was actually in, she was in for Phoenix Forgotten in a 2017 movie. But this is her top credit by far on IMDb.
It's her top credit, and it's not much of a credit.
No, it's more like a extra role, almost like a big time extra role because of the plot.
She's like a glorified cameo.
Pretty much, except we actually have real cameos later in this movie. Actually, I already said. I'm looking at my notes, and I already said all this. Yes, actually, is what I said. In the movie, we get to watch his relationship with April. So it was definitely unique. I've never watched a movie like this that showed the drug use, like they showed, especially starting in this song, because they showed it straight up. And apparently, they passed it through for the ratings board. There was no issues with any of it. Literally, there is no. That's why it's the PG-13 movie. They went through the ratings board and they were convinced this is going to be a rated R movie. They were convinced of it. It came back. They literally had to edit out one needle.
That's it?
In the entire movie, and one curse word that we'll get to later.
Oh, wow.
And one cursing sequence we'll get to later in the movie. That's it. Everything else was able to stay intact no matter what throughout the entire movie except for one needle shot. Which is impressive for 2005.
Yeah, definitely.
Because this isn't the 80s or something like that where it's different. This is a really tough ratings board and nothing got cut. So that's pretty impressive. The only thing they didn't show, which I appreciate, especially in a 13 Reasons Why world that we live in, they didn't show her in the bathtub killing herself, which I appreciate.
Yeah, if you want to see that, go to the last episode of season 1 for 13 Reasons Why.
That's the detailed version of that, big time. But I do appreciate that. And they also don't even mention how she died in the movie. I never caught that before. They never even mentioned how she died in the movie. I listened to it very clearly. On the Broadway show, they mention it. In the movie, they don't mention it. At all.
Good call.
Yeah, I didn't catch that until the rewatched it, put the notes together. I didn't catch that till the rewatch, and I was like, oh, they mentioned it on the Broadway show. They didn't mention it here. Boom, there you go. So he goes back downstairs, and I love the transition of no music in the background between the two songs. I never noticed it before. Because later on, I think it's Out Tonight and Another Day, there's like a little musical transition. There's no transition here. It's just dead silence. He walks down, he finishes his song on top. I'm going to go back downstairs and get my mind straight. And then the thing that gets us into is the knocking on the door. That's our transition. I was like, perfect. So Roger goes downstairs, there's the knocking on the door. He thinks it's Mark, which is why the first question is, what'd you forget? Which is funny. And it's Mimi. We finally meet Mimi.
Mimi.
And I pretty much put in my notes that the movie and the Broadway show are pretty much the exact same thing in this sequence. Like, there's no difference really whatsoever, except for Mimi's outfit is different. Not much, but it's maybe because of the coloring in the room, because it's pretty much pitch black still. And I don't know if it's the same movie. You can't really tell. You can't really tell the difference. I'm never going to complain, though, about anything Rosario Dawson's wears in this movie, ever. Never going to complain. I just love the flirtation of this song. It's so not your typical, like, your happy couple in the movie you're going to meet song. Because they're flirty the entire way through. And it's cute. It's a cute flirt. Because Rogers just doesn't want to, and he can't help himself. So, she lost her stash somewhere in the song. I know it's funny. If we watch it, I don't know where she drops her stash in the middle of the song. And I tried to pay attention to it. I cannot find it where she drops it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at all. Like, I literally paused it because I was like, okay, this is a good time to, like, dissect this a little bit and figure out. And I cannot find where she drops it. Anywhere in the beginning of the song. I do love the line, and this is from the Broadway show. I brought it here, and it works perfectly when she's on the ground looking for a stash.
They say that I have the best ass below 14th Street. Is it true?
What?
You're staring again.
Oh no. I mean, you do have a nice. I mean.
Just a true statement.
Yeah.
There's really no argument to me whatsoever. I just love that line, especially coming from Rosario now. I love it. Oh, so, little story about Rosario Dawson. They brought her in because she fit the role. Did not know if she could sing or not. Had no clue. Until they had her sing Out Tonight in the studio being filmed for, it's on the DVD extras. They actually had her sing Out Tonight in their actual office, and they realized, oh shit, she could sing. Because no one had heard her sing before. Like, we had Josie and the Pussycats, but nothing like Rent. Nothing like this, where the songs are harder here. You know, and people are going to take it very seriously. You're going to take this shit serious. So that was the song that got her, like, okay, we got the look and she got the voice, let's do this. She worked this Cat Scratch Club, which is not a real club. I looked it up. It ain't real. I was hoping that would be some reference to something in New York in the 80s. It's not real. And I want to really know what her dance is that she used to get tied up to do her dance. Like, if we see her dance later in the movie, what the hell is she doing? Because I get reference again to Lovey Web. What the hell is she doing? She get tied up in her dancing.
Do you go to the Cat Scratch Club? That's where I work, I dance.
Yes, they used to tie you up.
It's a living.
I didn't recognize you without the handcuff.
It's a valid question, right?
More appropriately is, what kind of club is the Cat Scratch Club?
Well, especially because I didn't recognize you without the handcuffs.
Exactly.
What goes on in this club? Like, what the hell?
What kind of club is it?
Because maybe they wanted it to be more like a strip club, hardcore strip club, because they wanted to make sure that the PG-13 rating didn't go that far. But that dance sequence during Out Tonight is not exactly clean. It's not exactly.
No.
And they got away with it. That's the best part. But I'm a little convinced that people in the ratings board had a crush on Rosario Dawson like everyone else does. I mean, it might have something to do with it. But no, it's not a clean dance sequence later. So what the hell kind of club is this Cat Scratch Club? Because it's not the first. This is the first reference of a couple. We have a couple more later. Lovey Poem especially. What goes on in here?
Yeah,